Hello there. Today we're going to be doing one of my favourite things to do with steak mince. So we've got the nice Ranaki steak mince. That's 3 for £18. That's a very good price for a good quality steak mince, believe me. So, warm pan. I didn't say it, we're having curry. Warm pan, some vegetable oil, maybe 2 or 3 tablespoons. And then we're going to start by just frying off thoroughly the steak mince. Get it all nice and coloured up, get a bit of brown going on the bottom. That's going to take about 10 minutes, I suppose. Okay, that's browned off nicely. You can see at the bottom of the pan there you've got a nice bit of colour. Don't forget, no colour, no flavour. So we're going to turn the heat down to your lowest. Now I've got half a pint of beef stock. That's 1 bovril cube and half a pint of water. Going to put in just about a third of it because we want to create a bit of steam going. Now I've got some tomatoes. The whole sauce revolves around these tomatoes, so buy the best you can get. Pick up the packet of tomatoes. If you can't smell it, put it down, get one that you can smell. So these are vine ripened ultra sweet tomatoes. Actually, they're really good. I got them from Tesco's at the top of the road. So we just go in and pull that root out, and then we're going to cut them just in half like that. So that's a whole packet of tomatoes, and we're going to dot them around the top here. And that looks weird, but bear with me. We're going to make a lovely salad with this as well. It's going to be a big sort of Saturday night dinner. You're going to love this. Okay, so put the tomatoes on. Put a lid on, walk away, leave that for a good 10 minutes. Because you've put the stock in, it's not going to burn and stick and all that. So there you go. Okay, it's been 5 minutes now. Taking the lid off, and we're just going to tap the top of the tomato, and grab the skin, and it will just come off, leaving the tomato there. There we go. So I'll just go around and do all of those. Right, so they're all skinned now, so we can just start tapping those down. And we're going to start adding some flavours, the clarification if you like. So a nice piece of cinnamon stick. Keep bashing those in. 1 bay leaf. All of these ingredients will be in the list down the bottom when I do the description. So the curry powders or flavours. We got a teaspoon of turmeric, a third of a teaspoon of mild chilli powder, a heaped teaspoon of cumin powder, a heaped teaspoon of coriander powder, 2 good heaped teaspoons of garam masala. All of these you can get in any of the supermarkets in Bucky. This one is an Elgin job. If you haven't got it, it doesn't matter. It's methi, kasori methi, fenugreek leaves. It's not absolutely necessary, but it makes the curry absolutely authentic and delicious. You can get it on Amazon. It costs £1 to £2 for a huge box. I know that there's 3 or 4 shops in Elgin that do it. Up to you, you can leave it out. So throw those in. And I've got 3 blocks of ginger and garlic puree. Now I'm using the frozen ones. You can use out of tubes and jars, or you can chop it fresh if you like. But they're just really convenient, quite cheap as well. I think you get those in Asda's, somewhere like that. So if you haven't got that, just basically 3 teaspoons of garlic puree, 3 teaspoons of ginger puree. Okay, so now we're going to bring this to the boil, and we're going to cook it out until we see the fat, the oil, come to the surface. That's going to take about 5-10 minutes. You're not going to believe this. I nearly forgot the black pepper. So a really good hit of black pepper. Be careful though, because you've already got chilli in there for some heat, but this gives you a nice earthy flavour. Also, just going to add a couple of teaspoons, or 1/2 teaspoon I suppose, of sea salt. Not chemical salt. Always use sea salt. There we go, carry on cooking this now. Right, so that's been cooking now for about 10 minutes. You've really got to cook this down. If you don't, the spices are going to hang in your mouth and it's going to be grainy anyway. It's not going to be good. So you've got to really cook it down. Can you see how you got little bits of oil coming to the top now? That means that the boner process is done and we're ready to move on. So at this point, we're going to add the rest of that beef stock. Just stir that in. We're going to have a little taste. See where we are now. You could simmer this now for another 20 minutes and then finish it off with coriander and that. But what I'm going to do is pop him into the slow cooker for an hour and a half or 2 hours and see how it is then. But hey, and what that does is you'll get a really, really tender mince and the flavours will mix and it'll just be delicious. So that's what I'm going to do. You can carry on and do it if you haven't got time, that's fine. This incidentally is based on a Pakistani street food curry called a puree. Usually done with chicken and usually not done this way. But hey, we're in Bucky, so we're doing it this way. So this is going in the slow pot now for an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Okay, it's been an hour and a half, 2 hours, something like that. So we'll just start to finish off the curry just by digging out the, you probably can't see it all actually, on it. The bits you don't want in there, so that's the cinnamon bark and the bay leaf. We just pull those out, and if you can see I've chopped up a few bits to make a salad. I'm just going to grab some yoghurt. So I'm adding just a spoonful of natural yoghurt. Just throw that in. Stir that in. This just balances out the acids and gives it a bit more texture. Pulls the oil back into it. We're going to give it a good wallop of fresh coriander. So it's about, I had a bunch. I'm using half for the salad and half to put in the curry. Now that just needs to sit for another 10 minutes and that's good to go. Check the salt on it, see if you need to add any salt. You may need to add a little bit of water if it's dried out a bit, but there you go. Now, moving on, we're going to just finish with, I've got some rice cooking, so I'm making a little salad. So we're putting in some sliced tomatoes, sliced onions. If you've got red onions, they're good, but I haven't. I've got some radishes. I've just sliced them and then chopped them. And again with some cucumber, just sliced them and chopped them. So, you know, you've got everything sort of that sort of size, apart from the bit that I missed. Now the coriander. There we go. Pinch of garam masala. Just like that. Some salt. There we go. And then a little bit of vinegar. I'm using a cider vinegar. You know, you can use whatever you got. Just a little bit. And then give it a good toss. And that wants to sit for sort of 5 minutes. Let all the flavours mix up. And what have you. This is going to give you a really good crunch and exciting finish to the dish. So, that's the salad. So, to serve it, the curry's all seasoned up now and that, so I've got some boiled rice, basmati I've used, a couple of spoonfuls of the curry, make a mess there, and then plenty of the nice salad, because you get the rice, the meat and the salad together. It's really quite exciting in the mouth. There we go. Now you whack a pint of lager with that or whatever you're on, and you've got a nice Saturday night treat. This is a really good way of using up the Ranaki beef. The strength of the flavour of the natural farm beef really excels with these spices. Give it a crack.